Hello, I'm Lilian Wangari. I'm in Form 4. I appreciate for being in Form 4. But first of all, I want to say that most of the people think that orphans don't have future and they look hopeless people. But I want to tell you they have bright future ahead of them and they'll become beautiful. So I want to tell you my testimony, how I found myself being an orphan and how I found myself in Fiwago. I was born by my both parents, but I can't tell you who is my dad because I found my mom taking care of us. Um, Me and my siblings, we are five, but two of my siblings, I don't know really where they are, but I know three of them, my brother and my sister, my young sister Joy. So first of all, my mom took care of us because she was the breadwinner and she could provide for us everything in the family. She decided to go job in order she could be able to give us our basic wants. So after that, when she went, she stayed away from us for 2 years. Then she decided to come back to stay with us. After her decision which she made to come and stay with us because she was far from us, we never stayed with her for long and she became sick. So even 1 week, we never stayed with her, but we were very happy that my mom has come. We stay with her and enjoy with her like other children. But unfortunately, she became sick and died. And so her money, which she had used, she had gone to work for, which she had claimed that she was to provide for us our basic wants, it was used in her burial. So she left us with nothing. The burial was done. My aunties came and they finished and they went. So they left us with my grandma. My grandma was very old, so she could not be able to go job and provide for us everything. I remember my young sister was 1 year old. She was very young. My brother was very young, but I was like the breadwinner. Now my two sisters, I don't really know where they are. Now after some time, we so suffered. We suffered a lot until I came to my conclusion. No, I decided I can work. I did digging, which per day would pay 250. I'd be able to provide for my people food. But sometimes we could sleep hungry. I remember my young sister, she could cry a lot, but we were unable to give her what she wanted. So my grandma, sometimes she become sick because she was not healthy. Sometimes she's old, she could become sick, and sometimes we could cry, imagining my grandmother to leave us, we stay again alone. But I still appreciate God, she's still there, even though she's not that capable. I appreciate God that she's there and we can see her. So I suffered a lot. I never went for school for 1 year. I stayed working at home. So I admired to go to school a lot. I could see people passing and I was like, oh God, even me, I want one day to go to school. Sometimes I saw life was hard until I decided to take away my life. But I imagined I take away my life, I leave my siblings suffering. My aunt were not ready to take us. They could give obvious excuse. They say they have their children, they have to provide for. But now, after the incidents that my grandma became sick and she was like, no, I thought she was to pass away. She became sick. We never had money to take her hospital. Everybody was like, I don't have money. We should research. I don't have money. We should research. But I thank God because right now she's okay. After sometimes my aunt came and claimed that she was going to help me to learn. I was very excited, but unfortunately, she went and made me her maid, which I did work. She could tell me if I do job, I could eat. She was not paying me, so I became discouraged. I was to help my grandma, but I stayed a little bit. I could do my work perfect in order at evening I get food. I remember in my grandma we could not get food. So sometimes I could get food. Sometimes I imagine how will I share with my sisters, my brother, they are far from her. I knew sometimes they could not eat. But I suffered a lot in my auntie's home. She had children and one was like me, but the children were learning. They leave me at home working. So my auntie could come, sometimes she complained for me. She came, she tell me I've done mistakes. She tell me I'm not eating, so I could sleep. I saw I've suffered a lot with her, so I decided to escape. I escaped from there. I came back to my grandma. I saw there it was safe for me, even though we could stay without eating, but it was safe for me. I could not be cane. I could not suffer some of the things my auntie was making me to pass through. But I remember once my auntie came, my younger sister told her, she called her mom by bad mistake. I don't say bad, but I don't know. She called her and told her, I'm not your mom. Your mom, I remember my sister was very young, but she answered like, I'm not your mom. Your mom died. So don't call me your mom. And my sister was I cried a lot, but even to speak to her, she could not understand you. So she came, she asked me some of the questions I have escaped. I told her I'm not ready to stay with her. My grandma so told me that I'll stay with her, even though she'll provide what she'll be having, she'll be sharing with her. So sometimes I admired to go school a lot, but I appreciate God I'm in Form 4. Right now I'm speaking like this, and I know I'll continue learning. So I don't know an angel. Sometimes we say angel who came and told my grandma, I have to take these children to an orphanage. So because this girl, I've seen her, she has stayed here for long and she don't go school. I know you are poor. In fact, you are very poor. We are very poor. So I was taken. Dad was told, that Benson was told. So he came for me at home, and I was really happy because I knew I'm going to continue learning. So unfortunately, he said he'll take even my brother and my sister. We joined the Fuego mission, and I found a good place for me to stay because I could eat, I work or not, I could get food, I could sleep in a good house, which even water cannot drop when it rains. Water cannot enter inside the house. So I was happy getting my fellows. I got some of my fellows, children who have been helped like me. And I was very happy to meet with them, to communicate with them. Their past life and as mine, how I've told you. Then I continued. I was very happy. But now I appreciate God that my brother is in Form 1. My younger sister is in grade 3. I appreciate God for that. And I know they'll continue as I have a desire, even me, I'll continue. I'm ready to help my grandma so she can move from that pathetic life, a poor life, and come at least a good life, which she can be able to provide for herself, anything. I know she's old, but I pray that God to keep her. So one day even I helped her. We suffered with her a lot. So I still am happy right now that we never knew to speak English. Right now, I know how to communicate with most of the people, outside country people. So those whom we call Wazungus, I can speak to them very well, and they understand me, and even me, I understand them. So sometimes we say orphans don't have future, but I don't think it's true. Because even me, one day I never knew I could have future, but you see, God made for me my way until here I am. So when God does something, He has a purpose for it, and for that, sometimes we ask a question, why me? But I don't prefer such questions because maybe I could ask myself, why me? So I know God opened for me a good way to come and get many people to communicate with. So I appreciate God for those people who have held hands together. I can't forget Unafa group, Ryan's group, those who have helped me, and the others which I don't know. I also appreciate Dad and Mom for allowing us in. They never cared whom we were, from which tribe we were. They joined us together and we are like a family. And I appreciate God for being like that and how He has made me to be. I also appreciate the donors who, even they meet me, for those people who have encouraged us with sweet words. And also, I do appreciate Dad for allowing us in till now. Sometimes we make mistakes. He forgets us and forgave us. Sometimes we make, but He has never decided to tell us, no, you have many mistakes, and say, go back and go. No, He's still with us. And I still appreciate God that God has helped him. He's able to help more of the children like me. So I stay with them. So I feel good when we share testimonies with them, most of them. And right now, sometimes I go to visit my grandma. People are shocked, like, do you know English? Yeah, where did you come from? People are shocked. Sometimes they call my young sister because I don't know, she don't know Swahili. She knows most of the English. And people are like, no, bring your sister here to help my children to speak English, even though then they can be no English. But I appreciate God for where He has brought us from till where I am right now. And I'm praying that God help me, I continue so I can obtain my career and help most of the people who need my help as how I was helped, and I'll be happy doing so. So I thank you. I thank everybody that held hand with the UNAFA, everybody that was able to help me, and even those who were able to tell that I suffered a lot. I appreciate them. Thank you.